It's John WANOA here, Auckland, New Zealand. Just an update on where we are from what happened the other day with the judge in the court. I was arrested and went to prison till the bail conditions were met, and I'll be appearing on the 17th back in the district court as far as the judges are concerned. And it'll be police versus John WANOA in capitals, WANOA in capitals. So I will be replying to the court to have it transferred straight into the High Court, because that court is not a court for Admiralty. So I have to go to the very top end to deal with a higher judge of that mortgage liens, and also criminal fraud against the two landowners, James Pierce Brown and Simon Brent Rowntree. You're on notice from me today on the 8th of October 2015 that I'm going to take you to court in the High Court. This time you'll be told to open your mouth and say something to defend yourself with no answer to our affidavits, the three of them. There's more than three affidavits, but I'm just going on the three that I personally delivered to you by hand to your office in 71 of this Southerland Street. Okay, so that goes against you now in maxims of law, in criminal matters. You haven't answered. Your lawyers are supposed to deal with this to me and not the police. You've involved the police as third party now. You've libelled all your workers in your office, and now they're on video on YouTube, and humiliated because you stood up on the road because someone spotted you. You're up there watching what was going on, and you were hoping that the police would arrest us. They didn't, but they did later after assessing the situation, because they have to watch themselves too. I'm afraid the 15,000 police, you've libelled a whole lot of them, saving your skin and letting your staff be manhandled to make a case out of it. I set this up so that you would make a complaint, and that would spark off the whole fraud case instead of a domestic complaint from a staff member or the public, complaint to the police. So I'm just warning you, it's a waste of your time bringing any lawyer or solicitor or Crown solicitor to the court, because they're liable. From what the Pope has said in his latest orders from the New York, he signed the 193 countries into the New World Order, and I'm that authority with my 8-point star badge that your police, your Queen's police, arrested and confiscated my higher authority of a king. Okay, the Emperor of King William IV, his star and his Admiralty ship and his horse in the middle of the hat there is the seal that authenticates all my documents, no matter what they look like. That is his crown on the top, King William IV crown, King of Hanover. The King of Hanover is what I'm going under, on Devon in England, title to the whole world on the New World Order, with the 4 stars, 8-point stars in the corner of our flag, is the whole world order. The order itself is the St. Patrick's order of the church on Irish soil. Now, I'm going to tell you something so you'll never ever forget. You two, you've put me through a lot of trouble since you bought that place while it wasn't investigated enough by your lawyers. Are liable to, you're going to lose everything. I'm just telling you, you're going to lose all your business. Nothing you can do about it, because I've got 193 countries' armies behind me now as the surrogate King William IV, the owner of this 8-point badge. Okay? And that makes me 20% Irish on my Cosgrove lawyer side. At the time these titles were put together, the Cosgrove family married my WANOA family on the East Coast, and the Rogan English, soil land I'm talking about, soil land of Ireland, soil land of England. O'Rogans came in and put these titles together for the Crown straight to England. From here in Auckland, the new Auckland it was called, down to Hawke's Bay, down to the East Coast, Gisborne, Turanga. That's what I got on there, deeds 339. John Rogan is my family, married Oraiti Wanoa, and Dick Rogan, married Oraiti Wanoa on the East Coast, married Mariah Manukau in the Kaipara Harbour. That's the title to Britain and all the commerce. I'm the king of commerce, not the bloodline. I'm the king of his royal revenue, the King's Bench royal revenue in the court. Now, when I go to the court, I warn you, when I go to the court, I'll be behind the bar, on the public side, betting for them and the whole world against you two, sitting in the court. Okay? And so you're going to have to open your mouth to defend yourself, because no matter how many lawyers you got there that are crack shot, they're going to go under with the Cosgrove brain and the Rogan judge's brain in my head. Okay? Now, that's my profession, is real estate, especially downtown. I've done all the research on it, every single thing. And the old chiefs, Mohi Manukau, 97, left me with all his titles, Machitarawa and Delwihongi, the big books, right? The big Maori deeds books, not your LINZ titles, which are only paper titles that are only promissory notes to the bank to get a loan on our land. Okay? So your law has corrupted my law. Your LINZ, Australian, New South Wales land titles, mortgages, have corrupted my British original titles, which are the real landowner titles, because of the birth certificates that the Rogans gave the Manukau's. Okay, they gave them the Manukau's, got 1830, 1834 birth certificates that say I was here. If anyone else has a birth certificate claim to any of the commerce, the banknotes, the gold, and everything that made money out of this country, then put it up in front of the judge. Because I'm taking this book that I'm waving around on YouTube. That's real. Okay? The United Nations and the Pope and Obama, they're the devil. But I'm going with the devil you know, then the devil you don't. Okay? I'm sticking with the devil. I know those devils, and I'll deal with them. They know me too well, because I'm telling everybody everything before the judge gets it. Okay? I'm going to say this. I've got over 1.4 billion people on Facebook watching this. And I've got equally as much on Twitter, or more. And more on now has gone viral on YouTube. Okay, so I've got a very big spread just in the last week. I've been arrested. Drew attention to the fraud police. The police have covered this up ever since 2008. The police have been instrumental in the back of the Auckland Central Police Station to cover up the fraud for the landowners, James Pierce Brown and Simon Brent Rowntree. Okay? So they've been hiding behind and the lawyers, and they're conveyancing land transfer, conveyancing lawyers have forged a title with LINZ. So the whole government ministers are in the fraud, the whole lot of them, including the Attorney General, Chris Ferguson. Okay, they're going to lose everything. Every single person in the Parliament is going to lose everything. This way, even Jerry Mataparai Andrews is wearing this 8-point star on his coat, and with all his medals underneath. Oh, no. He's not that. I've got the contract with that. Not him. Not him. The Queen stole it from us. The King gave us his flag with the 8-point stars in all the corners, the 4 corners, as the 4 corners of the earth. Now, Atua E Wā Altair Limited is our company here, registered 9 1 trillion shares in 250 countries. So out of the 250 countries, we've got 193 back and behind me with the marshals, okay? So the way I'm looking at it is that we're the first to use that law, legally and legitimately use that law on you. Okay, on you people, you have to say this. Where do you get your authority from? And that's to the police prosecutor, Natalie Flowerdew Brown. Natalie Flowerdew Brown. In small letters. I'm going to define what is my name here. We've got police versus John in little letter, WANOA in big case, uppercase letters. I'll tell you what that means. It means it's a corporate company that made me, the natural person, with the small lowercase letters, collateral, as a bail bond. I've set him up with a bail bond to let me go out of the prison. Right? For a start, my charges are forced entry onto the land block, okay, on a property, onto their property, okay? Forced entry onto their property, which is in the office, not the whole block, in the office, okay? I had every legal avenue for the police to help to solve the fraud in the land for 6 years, 4 months and 3 weeks, okay? Exactly that. They have never, ever told me it's a fraud. Not even my private investigator, Graham Allen. He pulled off in the end because I was supposed to pay him $3,000. He would have done it, but it would have landed up in the court. The judge would have taken it and given me peanuts. You see, I said, no, I'm too smart for that. I took it to the highest court in London. So I've got control over it. That's why I'm using the pound notes as levy debtor instrument against the fraudsters. And I'll just write on the pound note that we've designed. Okay, we've designed that pound note. Jamie has helped me to put that together, but I just want to make this announcement while I'm on the video, that she has pulled away from what we've been doing for a long time. You've noticed that. She's just staying put for a while, and I've told her I have no further interest in carrying on the way we were, because she wants to stay in Whakatane and look after her family. And so, more or less, that would be the end of it between me and her. So I just might as well tell you that while we're going, because she was my private secretary. She did a very good job. I was pleased with her, but she's got commitments of her own. She's made a choice. So I just want to let you know that although I haven't parted with her, I've just left things on the back burner. Because her name is and her photos appear with me on the pound notes. Okay, I just want to mention that she helped to design those pound notes with her drawings, okay, and artwork. So thank you, Jamie, for that. But we'll sort that out when the shares are released, as soon as I get things going on Cook Street. We are going to confiscate it, as myself, the sheriff. In the end, when the fraud comes out, the fraud on that land, when I do my case myself to the High Court, will prove that this other police case was the result of the staff on that block of land calling the police and creating as much havoc as possible, so that it was dramatic that they held the office when it was the stupidest thing to do, was to try and defend something that didn't belong to them. It belonged to their boss. So I'm saying this for their boss, those two guys. They let these people suffer. They will be suffering for a long time when they lose all their properties. I'm telling you, you're going to pay the consequences of getting in my road. Okay? And underestimated me. You all underestimated what I'm capable of doing. I've spent this as my full-time job. Okay? As a bank broker, and as a real estate agent, and as a property developer, and as a land title historian of the original titles, and also engineer and power projects, as well as a fair number of other issues for tribal lands and tribes themselves. Not iwi Maori was an invention of the Crown Corporation in 1945, the World War period. So they're mischievous to put Maori were here in 1840. No, on these deeds there was no such thing. It says quite clearly native, okay, natives. So that's that part sorted, because no matter what you do, everything that got the word Maori on it, or iwi, is copyright. It's patent to the government, the Crown, itself, the Crown Corporation, which is the Cabinet in Wellington, to Britain, still through the Queen, in other devious ways that she's put herself as a private operator now, and not likely to abdicate, because it'll be illegal to try and go back into Westminster after she exited and abandoned the ship. Okay, the Vice Admiralty has got no effect against us, the Admiralty itself, on this flag with the seal on it, and him on his horse. Okay, that's him on his horse. That's him on his horse, and his ship of Admiralty right in the middle. Okay, so that's his crown sovereign. And we got continuity of sovereignty right back to 1835. Okay, it's the flag that we have with the 4 stars, with these 8-point stars in the corner on the left-hand top, is King William the Fourth, his brother King George the Fourth, and his other brother, the 3rd brother, King Ernest Augustus the First. Their dad is King George the Third. And those appear on the coat of arms that have the Emperor's title, not the other King George's. Only those ones have the commercial title to banks and to all the commerce that was made in America, and with the pound note and the Rothschild banks to the World Bank, and the Sergei Trust to the Vatican, with the birth certificates into the IMF. All of that came under this. Okay, that's where they got the authority from. The Queen gave it to the Pope, and the Queen gave it to the Rothschild banks. We're going to seize and we're going to confiscate all that revenue that has been created fraudulently with the Queen Victoria Trust. Okay, the Queen Victoria Trust. Queen Victoria is the niece of King William IV. And so the titles that you came to New Zealand on came out of the Victoria monarch title. Only the 2 legitimate monarchs with the coronations is only Queen Victoria and King William IV. Okay, Queen Elizabeth didn't have a real coronation. It's been faked all the way through. So all the land titles on LINZ is with the Queen. And the the contract between the Queen is with the iwi Maoris, okay? The 1945 iwi Maoris, because the Queen took her crown in 1952, okay? That's when she took over. So everything from the UCC law started, the Vatican's law started in 1933, okay, in the United States. And from then, it is right till now, till the 1st of September 2013, the Pope destroyed all trusts and corporations, including the Courier law, the canon law, and the civil law, and also the Admiralty law and the UCC law. Okay, so the Pope got rid of it then. You had right up till the 26th of September 2015, when he signed the New World Order with Obama, and in the 193 countries there, and in Philadelphia. It became China, America, and Rome, the 3 head spear of the 193 countries, New World Order. And the flag, the authority comes from King William with his emperor, and being Catholic and being German, the Pope naturally has control over his entity or connections to King William. We have the overarching private contract by default of the Queen going from Westminster Parliament into EU Parliament and exited it with her Vice Admiral title. And so she joined with the Pope, the two churches, and that's the end of it. Took the state out of it. There's no, you can't call anything a state. So when when I go to court, in the High Court, there's no such thing as the Queen Head of State. That's all gone. So they've got no Queen to swear to. They're swearing to something less than a king. Okay, and me, the surrogate king, King John, that's the title I've got, right? We've made that amongst ourselves and our crew in England, in Devon, England, on King William's property estate, under Salic law, on these King George the Third, the father, and King George the Fourth, King William the Fourth, and King Ernest Augustus the First. Then under Salic law, it is forbidden for women to succeed to those kings' titles. Okay, those 4 kings' titles, which is in our male line with Tahiti, and my Moai crown title, the same as these kings, those 4 kings' titles, and all their entities in their coat of arms is on the right side of my shirt. And on the left side is the Hanover, and that's Hanover left, because the Pope took all the other titles, England, Wales, Ireland, Scotland, into the EU Parliament. The Queen did that, and she went with it. So she's out of Westminster. I'm going in as the surrogate king of England into Devon first, and then nominate King Ernest Augustus the Fifth, he's 63, as the incumbent King of England and King of Hanover, and put back all the kings of Ireland, Scotland, England, Wales, UK, British government back together again, and included the Pacific Moai crown and Commonwealth of the world. Okay, so it'll be the new world order from not Westminster. We're going to shift from there. We're going to build a new place. Okay, I don't want to go in there because it's poison and it's laced with ugly, dirty scenes and abhorrent conditions of history. Okay, we're going to build a new one somewhere, because London's going to go underwater before long. I've been watching those things, how the earth, melting the water, the ice. Anyway, back to our subject here of this land title, 77 Cook Street, Auckland. So, to those 2 owners, you have liabled Simon Brent Rowntree and James Pierce Brown. You have liable 15,000, please, into this private defaulted contract I have with you, because of the 3 affidavits that you and your lawyer could not refute. Therefore, in the maxims of law, international or otherwise the law here, you'll lose the case and the land and all your assets, house, the lot, bar your wedding rings. Okay? I warned you before, but you just ignored me as if I'm invisible. Well, sorry about that, to tell you that we set you up for us to make a complaint, so that the police would have to take my complaint. When your staff rang the police, I rang the police to say I'm in trouble down there because there's a lot of chaos going on. So my police came for me, okay? Even though they arrested me, it was your police that arrested me through your complaints. And so all I needed was a complaint to spark off the fraud case in order to get me a case going, because the police all these years, 6 years, 4 months, 3 weeks, would not give me a case, because I'd have to go to the court to apply. Okay? So I'm going to the court to apply for a case against you in the High Court. Waste your time bringing any lawyers, solicitors, because they are fraudulent as well. Okay? The Pope said this: any lawyer, judge, public servant, enforcement officer, agents of the Crown, and anybody that has committed crime, fraud, on any land or anything otherwise, your property, is liable. 1 on 1. Okay? So with the police, I'm taking Natalie Flower Dew Brown, herself personally with her name in little letters, means she's a common law natural person working for a corporate big capital name called Auckland District Court, private company, corporate. Okay, that's where I said I'm using the Crimes Act 1961, section 91, bracket 1, that they have put against me as a crime I've committed on forced entry into your office. After we've been to the police to tell them we're going to take it, they still went for you and your public complaint and made it into a police case, not you, a police case. Okay, so you've got away with it a third time, you two, because your lawyer is going to go for the biggest case out, and all the rest of the lawyers he's liable in this country, and the judge is going to go for a skate because I warned him when he said I'm going to put a bail on you. And I says, objection, Your Honour, the last court hearing. I was expecting cameras to be there, so I had everything ready to take them out. Okay? Being authority I am, straight to the New World Order. Okay? New World Order. Is that on our flag? 4 corners of the earth. You people are so ignorant as to underestimate the power I'm holding over these lands and every land in the world. The Queen, 66 million acres of land belongs to the King now. Okay? And the force behind me in 193 countries who have signed to that seal of King William IV. That's his Admiralty seal, right there, in the middle, on his horse, and his ship in the background, that I use to authenticate all those documents I've given you, and to the government, and to the High Court of Admiralty in London, is admissible in the High Court of Admiralty in London. So I'm going to take you here first before I dump you in the High Court in London, but I won't have to go there, because my friend John WANOA is getting a letter or some sort of indication from the King of Hawaii of his authority from the United Nations straight into our 193 armies that come here because you people would not help me in the police force who's looking after you people and your businesses. Okay? You didn't think I could run a business and run that property myself. I built that building on the corner of Mayoral Drive, the tech building. Me and my brother, we're in the concreting. We did the plans for it and built it out of the ground, and I was in charge there. Okay, he was on the Parliament buildings in Wellington doing all the shock absorbers, the big rubber ones underneath. I was running this one up here with the crew. Okay, so don't tell me I don't know how to build. It's no problem. I'll get the Chinese to put the whole thing up. Okay, no problem. Just contracts. I'm good contracts with real estate and property. I don't have to go and push no wheelbarrow now. I'll just push you guys into the prison where I came out of. Illegally arrested the Pope's authority and the King William authority. When you took my shirt, your police took my shirt for evidence as exhibits of the crime I committed, they've actually took the Pope and King William and the 193 armies of their 193 countries from the United Nations in Philadelphia and New York into the court. They're not happy with it because I knew I was planned this so that you'll be humiliated. All your staff who saw the video who didn't care. John and I don't care, because whatever charge you have against us is worth more with you being in prison and all your properties confiscated. That's what a sheriff does. The English law that I use in the land laws of England on you says quite clearly the sheriff is there for the Queen or the King. The Queen is not there for the sheriff, so the sheriff over in England has to work for us, for me, the surrogate till I put King Augustus, King of Britain, UK, and King of Hanover into Parliament, not in Westminster. I don't want to go there. We're going to Devon on King William's Memorial Land, where his statue is, and then we're going to find a new place in London where the water won't get to it, because it's going to sink right around the water when it melts the ice, and already I've seen that it's going to go underwater. Okay? We're going to find a new location, and the dirty stuff that you fellas do with the Queen, we don't want to go and sit in that filth and paedophile ridden place in Parliament in Westminster. Okay, so we're going to clean it up and put make it in a hotel for people who like horrible stories and sleeping in it. Okay, so they were going to do that with it, so to get to the point, first of all, my next hearing on this thing will be online. You too, I'm directing this to you. Simon and James, the owners of that 77 Cook Street, this video is for you, okay? I'm putting out a notice that you're going to have to appear in court. I'm going to force you to admit that you set up the fraud. So I'm going in there with these charges of willful trespass after the police, your police, said to my deputy sheriff, my deputy sheriff says, you'll have to talk to John, I'll have to ring him for you. And that police woman said, okay. That's how I got in there, and they put this down as trespass. When I had authority from that police, and my own police, when my police come in, they'll be coming for me. Okay, so we've got issues with that. The judge knows I'm too clever. My Rogan judge family, the Rogan judge, John Rogan, okay, married Mariah Manukau, and made the titles in Auckland to Hawke's Bay and Gisborne, Turanga is Gisborne's name, and the East Coast where I'm from, okay? And Dick Rogan married John WANOA down the coast. The two Rogans, mixed up in all the lands and the Maryland and all those sort of things, married into our family, the WANOAs and the Manukau's. Got these titles. That's the titles I'm talking about. Not your LINZ Australian New South Wales titles. Those are the only paper ones. We've got the deed titles, the originals that you got yours out of, okay? You also have Queen Victoria titles, fraud with the Queen on the woman line, bloodline, okay, to Britain, okay, under the other King Georges, under the Salic law, King George III, King William IV, King George IV, King Ernest Augustus I, first, and the fifth, the living one now is the fifth, King Augustus of Britain, UK, and Hanover. He's 63. I'm nominating him to be the take over the Britain back and put it back together again. Put this flag we got up. Okay, we'll put this flag up and Britain's flag up and the Moai Crown King William flags up. 3 flags up in Devon, England, on his land. Estate, Hanover Estate land in Devon, England, on William Yard, and Plymouth County Sheriff. Okay, so the sheriffs will be there for me for now until I get Ernest Augustus, and his son is 33, Ernest Augustus, Prince Regent. Okay, to take the title. In Salic law, only male line succeeds, and it's forbidden for women to succeed to these kings, the 4 kings on the coat of arms that I've got here in the 15 entities that they're under as the Emperor King, the King of Commerce and the King of the Sea and the King's Royal Revenue and King's Bench Judge, who I am. I'm the King's Bench Judge and jury and also the creditor, levy, debtor, creditor, levy, creditor. You're the levy debtor, all you people. I'm going to write on a pound note, which is our instrument of origins from King Tawhao and Waikato. We've picked up that note in 1888 and we've carried on printing as the owner of that print from our acts of King William IV, Bank of England Act, 1834, and the Printing Notes Act and Gold Coin Mint Act, 1834. And the Hanging and Chains Act, I'm going to throw that one into as well, 1834. Okay, to hang anybody or execute them for treason, which is what you guys are doing. And the law will be that King William's law, King and Moai Crown political party in London, Matt Taylor, the leader of that party for us there, and also others that are our supporters there. Okay, so we're here. We've got the same Maui Crown King William Party, here in Auckland, New Zealand, and operating down the east coast on Rangitukia, where the British military will come straight in when I write the note and seize their property or confiscate it. Sheriff's terminology in law, in land laws of England, is the sheriff confiscates. If there's a fraud, he takes the whole thing back to the king and the Maui Crown. Okay, so the Maui King William Trust and the Maui Commonwealth of the World Bank is our bank, and the trust, the Maui King William Trust, is the beneficiaries. On behalf of the beneficiaries, membership, who join us around the world in 250 countries, 193 countries have signed up for the New World Order. Who we are. I am the New World Order, you two. I have the authority to exercise the first case against you and against the police here. The fraud police covered up your fraud. And 15,000 police here are liable, as much as the police commissioner, Mark Bush, and all the other Aaron Pascoe, Detective Senior Sergeant, Criminal Investigator, Aaron Pascoe is liable from what he did to me, told me not to go on the site, Cook Street. I says, it's not a good idea to go in there. He coaxed me not to go in there. That's bad enough as a verbal contract of trespass that Tim Duthie did to me, and made a verbal contract, not in writing, but just verbal. He made the trespass, not the owners, okay? Nothing in writing. There was nothing in writing from the owners or their lawyers to me, okay? That's how bad it is. They know I got the title, the overarching title, Origins of Deeds of Title, 339, okay? So I know what I'm doing in real estate. I've got a ticket in selling real estate and mortgage broking, okay? So I know what I'm doing. Don't doubt me. Anything I do online is true. Every single thing I write, all the videos, 750 videos over, plus that, that are saying things I'm saying are true. It's up to you to refute it. Anybody smart jackasses who are saying stupid things about me, you better try and refute any of the things I'm saying, because I'm going to sue you. Somebody will come and see you. Your names, your watching names, and no photos. You see how coward you people are to hide away and throw stones. Okay, someone will find you. They'll find you. Anyway, we'll have the New World Order orders that we use one-on-one. Me and you. You have got no protection from the Vatican, the biggest bank in the world, and the highest law in the world. That's about to be now the highest law in the world, apart from Russia pounding America and ISIS and all the rest of them that are fighting in Syria. So now I'm saying this to you too. I'm going to my court hearing on the 17th for everybody watching the video. I'm having my court hearing, police versus John WANOA in big capitals. See how bullshit they are? And I noticed, Simon, Brent, Rowntree, your name, Rowntree, is big letters. So that means you're a corporate like me, okay? You're a corporate like me. When you start playing around with things like that, I have issues, because you're forcing yourself on me, or the police are forcing themselves on my personal property, which is me. And you fellows are personal properties. I've pulled your personal property, your name, in capitals, the corporate you, into my corporate person, okay? And you can't contest that, because your name is in capital letters. Alright, so I'm going to levy debtor you in that sense. Meanwhile, on the 17th of next month, November, 10 o'clock, there'll be a hearing, police versus John WANOA. I'm taking the police bit out, because police is no person. I'm taking them out singly. Natalie, Flower Dew Brown, Flower Dew Brown, dash in the middle, the person. I'm taking her name out, because she's the one prosecuting me. I'm a private prosecutor, you two. I know what I'm doing, under the Rogan judge bloodline in me. 20% English soil, land, blood, me, ownership in England's land, okay? And to the judge, over here from England to here that came this way and married my family. Okay? So that's my titles from England to here. In this contract with this flag to King William is an Englishman, not a German or Catholic or someone from another country or Roman. He's an England man. Okay? Bloodline. So I'm saying 20% England is me to the title of these lands under British title. Okay? And I'm 20% Irish to this star of St. Patrick's Order, the New World Order. 20%. 20% control I have over the New World Order. Okay? That's me. The other is the Patrick family themselves. Jamie's a Patrick, okay? Jamie is a direct descendant of Patrick's surname, so she can do what she likes. She's gone away now and left me on my own to push this whole thing by myself. I'm running this whole show, everything, single-handedly, okay? I had her to give me a hand, and then I think she lost interest. Or she had her family matters to look after. That's more important than business. And she wasn't too interested in money, like a lot of people think. I'm not going to do it. It's too impossible, too long. It takes too long. And so it's taken me 6 years, 4 months, 3 weeks to do your case, and I'll keep going until I finally get it. Okay. So 6 years, the Limitation Act doesn't apply to me. Okay. I have the control of all the mortgages, liens, levies, still in contract with King William. And 1830 to 1837 Acts of Westminster Parliament, it still applies with me. I'm shifting them into Devon and Devonport here, in Auckland soil land, to Devon, England, and I've already put it in writing, okay, to the public. My audience is my witness on Twitter, over 1 billion people on Twitter, and with Facebook, over 1.4 billion people watching what I'm doing. Those are my witnesses in my court cases anywhere in the world. Okay, and others on YouTube has gone viral since I got arrested and went in, because everybody's been watching me have been my loyal followers, mostly women. Pretty woman that seems to push my button all the time. I've got a thing, like a magnet towards pretty women. However, that's the way it's been all the time, fashion, clothes, things like that, of interest. So I'm not a threat to anybody. I just may be talking like hanging people, but the law will decide that otherwise, and the public, of opinion or popularity. If they like me, fine. If they don't, too bad, because the New World Order has got their own law. Okay, I'm influenced by that power. With the Moai statue in the World Rugby Cup opening games, when the Moai came out of the sky, when it boated the ball up in the sky like an egg, and it came down as a Moai and hit the ground, went under and opened the ground up, it came out and they pulled ropes this way and then ropes that way, and out shot 2 Moais. That's me. That is my own WANOA Royal Tahitian Family Memorial title, okay, to the world. Okay, so that's why the mischief British put my Moai there for me when I go to England. Okay, it's standing in the Queen Elizabeth Great Court in London, the big Moai statue that Queen Victoria stole off East Island in 1868. That's when you stupid Americans lost your sovereignty to Britain, right there, right then, the Moai went to England. Okay, just when it went on the boat, HM ship Topaz. They loaded up, and that's when you lost your sovereignty in 1868. So that's my title, and that's one of the most powerful memorial in the world, up to his neck buried in the ground, to God, God's face, and God's law, L-O-R-E, which is the tikanga law on Raiatea and East Island. That's my family, the WANOA, W-A, the beginning and end of time and space, and Noa, N-O-A, is the center of the circle of a marae, of the law in the center, okay, and paradise and peace and harmony and love. Okay, that's what the Noa is, the law in the middle of the circle on a marae in the center where the chiefs stand around or sit around and make law. Okay, that's the Noa, is the law. Okay, I'm just telling what my surname is in the islands, and they came here to look for Sun Ra, in Te Pito is the birthplace of the world in East Island. And the Ra sun at 12 o'clock straight above it, and Makemake planet out there, right out at the end of the universe, is that carving that's there, with the spaceships and everything up, straight up. And then that's midday, and then at 6 o'clock at Te Pito, that's the Pito there, the birth, the navel, and the birth at East Cape is got on Google. You type in Google, Te Pito, T-E, capital P-I-T-O, is Te Pito, birth of New Zealand, Aotea, New Zealand, at East Cape on my Marangaro land blocks, or Marangaro Marae. My ancestors were Uetaha, my hapu came by sky, okay, not by jumbo, but levitated out from Raiatea and Rapanui to Mokonui on our Urupa, straight up the top of highest hill, and radiating down to the Maori from up there down to Te Pito from above, go over the top of the marae. And our Urupa, the burial ground, the ancestral burial ground with my family, the Wanoas are. All the other Wanoas are in 15 different places all around the Potikirua ki Waiapu area, from Cape Runaway to Marae Hara and Tikitiki, and down the Waiapu River to Rangitukia. We're going to put the British airport and bring them in there. With Tamati Reid and the hapu there. If you're watching this video, Tamati, I'm happy to get this far, just to let you know what I'm conjuring up against these naughty policemen and naughty landowners. Okay, and then back to East Cape, Te Pito is along Haha there, where we're going to put up a big memorial for the Moai statue and point him straight up to Makemake from there, and it's supposed to be pointing to the Kingdom of Ghana. 6 o'clock in the morning, when the rise, the shortest distance to the sun is there on that point, in Te Pito, and the first light in the world is there, and the energy there, and the Milky Way from East Island. The distance from there 6 hours to there. And then the other 6 hours is at Accra in Ghana, the Kingdom of Ghana to Mali, in that area of the time zone of the sun zone, the sun line. So the sun line is 6 p.m. So you've got a perfect triangle, and that's the title to the world, to the Moai. And at midnight in East Island, it's 6 p.m. At Te Pito at East Cape, North Island, New Zealand, on the block of land, Marangaro land block. And at Te Pito, Te Araroa, East Cape Lighthouse, and it's 6 a.m. in Accra, Ghana on the beach. Okay, so you'll see those photos I just put on Facebook. You'll see the light, the sunshine light, and that's a perfect square of a double image of a triangle, and inside a circle of light, which is perfect. It's a perfect title, perfected title. Okay, that's what it is of Maui. The Maui spirit, God's face, immemorial to title to this earth planet. Okay, so that's my family from Tahiti. That's our story that I'm writing up, and the Vatican's got his story, and we're south up, with the equator's closer to the sun, whereas the Pope has put himself north up, whereas we're at the bottom, and the sun's supposed to be up here, and he's put us down here. He's made everything reverse. He's made everything evil, and they're all devil, and now you're seeing the evil of children being slaughtered and murdered underneath the Vatican. And I just watched a video today of one of the nuns that jumped the wall and was let out by the rubbish man, and she jumped the wall and broke her back and everything, but to get out, and took the word out. Okay, so I'm just warning the Vatican that the British military and the other 193 countries military will go after all the missing gold, the 1.2 million tons of gold that belongs to the Queen Victoria Trust. That's our trust. I'm going to England as the head trustee to audit the books of the Queen and her activities with her pedophiles in Westminster. So I'm going to Devon and set up over there a new government. We've got the government on my website, moaipowerhouse.com, moaipower.house.com, Moai, powerhouse.com is the website. You'll see the Moai Commonwealth Government of the Well in script there, outline of the Commonwealth Government. Okay, that's the Moai, King William Party in England. Matt Taylor's the leader of that party, and that party's here in New Zealand as well. More so in Auckland, where we're going to set up on a temporary government on Cook Street, on that property, and we're going to put a high-rise, 250 stories down, straight from China, straight down, and 130 stories above ground level, complex. Okay, it's going straight up. I'm not mucking around with the debtors all over the fraud cases. With the pound note, not a promissory note, it's actually a straight levy debtor notice, straight from the King's Bench, and me, the judge. Okay? The judge, I'm taking over the Rogan judge role, as of the time period that he was, John Rogan was the judge in about 1888 period onwards. And pick up from there, the Admiralty will be straight Admiralty, court martial law, that we're the only ones that can apply mortgage liens and mortgage levy debtor instruments with our laws. Will be from 1830 to 1837 period. Now that's the worst laws in the world for pirates who violate our laws. We can shoot them on sight. Okay, we'll be stripping this law of Obama and everybody else using the King's Admiralty. They won't have any Admiralty anymore to use the authority from higher authority where it came from in the first place, from Westminster. Okay, so all that be stripped from the Queen. She'll be hung if the executive says so in those 193 countries of the world, New World Order, NWO, and I'll be part of that from this country, and it'll change its name back to Aotea, not Aotearoa, Aotea. The waka, one of 7 wakas of that 7 wakas, the original contract with King William, and we're the only ones got a contract and a contract flag and a protectorate from the British military are obligated to us. When I write this pound note out for the British military for 10 years to represent us, come straight here to Rangitukia on a beach at the Waipu River mouth on our land. A strip is about 13 kilometres long of riverbed. You can go straight and put the big Andovers and the big helicopters in straight in there. Okay, so then warships can come straight in there. That's on the cards, ready to go. I've done all that engineering site drawings, and the site drawings I have for the 1/61 Cook Street or 77 Cook Street. You're going to get it seized. We're going to attack it as we had planned with the police. The police have let us down. The CRB has let us down because they went straight for a domestic court, a disturbance of the public, rather than a fraud case that we were putting towards them. They didn't take ours seriously, and they just took a normal, easy way out. So that's not going to work on the case I have in the High Court of Admiralty. And we going in there as that, and they can't do the Admiralty, only us. So that'll have precedent over the New Zealand law, but we'll still go under the Crimes Act of New Zealand Crimes Act, as if it was still there after the Pope had demolished it all. Okay, and the Pope said right through the world. He said right through the world that all his laws and acts of the Roman laws that apply to all the states is gone. They cannot operate a state anymore, or a trust anymore, or a corporation with the capital letters. They're mischievous if they're doing that, and that's the issue I've got against the court hearings. When I go there, they'll lose. Okay? There's no way out. The lawyers won't be able to handle this. Even if the John comes back with the United Nations, comes here, they're gone. Okay, when John goes, he's going to the United Nations, he'll get the mandate straight from there through me here as being the legitimate, authorized, documented title holder of this country. I've got the titles here for this country, okay, the real ones, not the fake queen ones. Your queen, you two, and all the other skeptics, has left you. She's abandoned ship and gone. Okay, she's taken the money, stole the whole HM Treasury, cleaned it out and gone, left England in more financial debt and you in financial debt, and you won't get out of it. So you can stay where you are, because I'm going to take a handful of people who will distribute all this funds we gather back into them. Okay, so anybody who's watching this video religiously for a long time, get ready to buy a share for free. Okay, a £25 share will be free. Once you get in, it'll just keep going up. The more complaints you bring in to the courthouse, we're going to take over the courthouse. Okay, we're going to take the courthouse if they can't answer our questions. Okay, I'm going to test them out. I'm going to test them. So you lawyers and judges and police, you better be polished, because I've got my Cosgrove lawyer's brain on, my native brain on, and my Rogan judge's brain on. Okay, everything going here. I've got my sledgehammer in my mechanics brain as well, to use that force of words on anyone who has something less of a king. Okay, I just want to let you know, just to warn you, I know what I am doing, and like I said, I'm the new world order. Okay, I'll make a song for that, so you can keep singing and humming in your head. But I'm not boasting. I'm just saying I've been doing this for a long time, full time. Okay, I've been tracking and investigating everybody, and even the private investigator, Graham Allett, let me down. Graham, to you, this video to you. I wanted you to do this case. Why didn't you do it and get paid out of it? Because you would have done it just for $3,000. You wanted $3,000 to do it. I never had the $3,000. Okay. And if you would have done it or not and won for me is another question. That's why I took the whole thing on myself, and I do a job, the same job as you. Alright? In fact, I'm representing myself in court. I don't need anybody. If I got this sort of power of 1993 countries behind me with their armies, the biggest army in the world is the Pope's army. So I'm on the devil's side. Okay? Better the devil you know than the devil you don't. The devil you don't is someone else other than someone who's got the right power that's going to pass it over to us, okay? And let us use it on some of you skeptics in the YouTube talking nonsense and saying I need my meds. I got my meds. I don't need my meds. I haven't been on my pills for a long time. But when you see a policeman, poof, up he goes. I'm normally at 187 over 120, okay? Just to let you know, that's my normal without meds. When I take the meds, it goes down. Well, when it goes down, I go to sleep. Well, that's no good. That's no good. I'd rather have it racing, but it was a bit racing too much in the court hearing. Okay, so I had to focus on what I was saying to the judge, so that he can understand what I'm saying, rather than being scared out of my wits. I'm not scared of anybody, really. And I'm not scared of dying either, doing this job for people. All I'm doing is saving the world, and saving people from paying any more fraud, benefit fraud, with your birth certificates and your property, which is yourself, your babies, stealing the babies, the SIFs, and stealing everything, poisoning the water. And when we get control of that land, we'll be testing everything out. You want to be a sheriff or marshal, you just go and see the boys, or we're going to start something up quite different. The Maori is different. It's British than the Maori people. They call them Maoris. Well, they can be Maoris or whatever they want. It doesn't bother me, because I'm going to live in England and in Ireland. I'm going to anybody in Ireland. I'm going to come and live there, because I'm going to find where all my roots are and settle there. I want to go and get a little island and put some turbines in the water. Okay, I'm going to make some power, big power. Okay, big power. I'm going to use my Irish brains. Okay, Irish brains. If hold us up to the judge, and you should run. Did you know that the judge and the police confiscated the king, right? Confiscated the emperor king, and confiscated the pope, and me, the native. Okay, took my shirt, the one I was wearing in front of you all. The sergeant took it off me, and took it with her. How dare? And she took my medicine too, my pills, my heart pills. Do you know I'm going to have her up for that? I told the judge I didn't have all my medication right through when I was 3 days in the prison. They just didn't get any for me. Okay, that's how bad they are. They'd just rather see me drop dead in front of the judge. Think I'm going to pack up. No. My blood pressure was going flat out over 200, probably about 205 or 210 over 100 and 125. That's what I would have been in front of them, and trying to be calm in front of the cameras. Oh, when the cameras were there. But I wish I had seen the rest of the video, because it was pretty good. But the judge still said I'm innocent, and then the police poked their head up and they want to contest it. Okay, we've got a contest on our hands. We got to see who's got the power. Okay, we're going to see who's got the authority, who's got the sovereignty of continuity to any superpowers in England and the United Nations, which has got what I've got, and they're just skipping in front of me as if they own the place. This is the police I'm talking about. And they've got nothing, no title, no authority, no constitution, no jurisdiction, no nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm going to tell them, I'm going to cite them every way of the way on everything I have written down for the judge. I gave him 8 pages of 8 affidavits, and that's where he drew his conclusion from, to find me innocent, because it was a bit too much for him. Okay, he knows I'm going to test him out. That's why he didn't want the cameras in the last hearing, because I'm lining them up to annihilate them and humiliate them with the laws I've got. Okay, the laws I've got. And no Maori will go anywhere near this or contest. Now, Kingi Taurua from Te Tii Marae, talking to him today on the phone, he says to me, the Ngāti Whātua, in Auckland, the Ngāti Whātua iwi said, what is a Ngāti Pro? Like, they're calling me Ngāti Pro. I'm not a Ngāti Pro, I'm Moai. Okay, that said, what is a Ngāti Pro doing claiming Auckland? Okay? I said, I'm going to split those iwis up because they have trusts and the Pope got rid of them. There's nothing left of trust or their corporations. Gone. I'll take them out one by one. Poof. Any one of you people, you Maoris, I'll put this book in front of you. If you can't refute it in front of me, you're going to lose everything. Okay? You're going to whip it underneath you because you don't have the title. You guys put your title together with the Crown, which is the registrar, that woman sitting below the judge, the thief that forged my birth certificate in the capitals. I said to the judge, objection, Your Honour, objection. You're not to use my birth certificate for a bond. He said, well, you take it up with the bond holder. That's what he said. I said, oh, that's the one in front of you, your boss. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Take it up with the bond holder. When I go to the next hearing, I'll take her out. I'll see who opens their mouth first in front of me, and I'll take them out one by one. Okay? I know what I'm doing. I'm more confident that I'm just had a little bit of practice to have the next 2 hearings, one for myself before that hearing, with the fraud case against those 2 landowners, and when they go, they've got nothing to go on. Just a stupid police complaint, not the landowners' complaint, a police complaint. See? The police makes the money for the Crown. That lady in front of the judge. The judge is the trustee of their trust, which is this Crown idiot in front of him, sitting there writing notes and on the register. Put my name on the register and then screw me and screw the public on this side of the bar. Okay? And if they try to put me into the dock box, and then I said, well, you're just breaking your law again, bringing me from this side on the shoreline to you 200 miles out in your captain's chair on your ship that you rammed onto my land and forced entry onto my land without my authority, because you've got no authority at all to be with your ship. The Pope cut the rope and let you slide back into the sea. Okay, that's what he did. That's what he said to me in writing. Okay, it's in that book. I cut it out, and it's got count 1 to 90. I've only used the first 4 counts to take you out. Okay, I'll write to them, and I'll tell them what I'm going to do with you. And I'm expecting to get a letter back from the United Nations, okay, to the world order, and see what you're going to do. See, I'll get to you before you get to me. I know, I'll do my homework. I've done all the research for a long time, 6 years, 4 months, 3 weeks, on that land block. I've researched everything. There's nothing the judge can find to pin on me. There's nothing the lawyers can find to pin on me. There's nothing for the police to find, because everybody in the public knows exactly what's going on. And if you care to go and have a look at my 62 Facebook sites, you'll see everything in there. You can't hide it because they're all over the place. Mixed up. You can't find it because it's mixed up. Okay? And so, now, that's the police versus me case. Okay? So when I get to you people after that, then I'll deal with that. Alright? So now it's gone, looks like it's gone over an hour on this video. I think that's long enough for you people been watching. Thank you very much. I just want to let you know tonight that the pound note we're using for levy debtor instruments against fraudsters, I just write on the pound note the amount, and I'll tell them how much they're going to get charged. £1 trillion a day since the first time in 2008 that I stopped bailiffs from selling their property. From then, you're going to get charged right back then, all of you. And the rest of the balance of what we can't get out of you, we'll bill the Queen and the Pope and the Rothschild banks and every other 300 families, elite people, and the church and state, and everything else connected to the fraud as accessories. All the public servants and all the enforcement officers and everybody who's connected in some way or other to the Queen. Okay? She says she's immune from prosecution. No, not a monarch. A monarch. I'm higher than her, okay? I'm the royal Moai family in Tahiti. And she's gone from England, so she's got no status as far as I'm concerned. She's just a rogue and a pirate, and fearing for her life, because when the British finally see that she's rooked them too, and rooked everybody else around the world, they're going to go after her. Okay, that's why I got that's a message I got for her. So I'll leave it to other people, because I've got enough on my plate to just get this court case through, and to get the New World Order in order, and England in order, and back to its square one, British 4 state, and plus head over 5 state, plus the Pacific and Moai 6 state, and plus the world and the rest of the 250 countries, okay, and under the British title, and the British military and all the other militaries around the world come together as one, under the Moai 1 system, simple system, and the pound note levy debtors. Now, I'll just say this message to the public and the people in the world watching, that Jamie has more than left me now, and she's going to look after her family. So I'll be going to live in England and Ireland, and maybe France. And I'll be working up in Europe a lot, and contributing to the tidal energy industry. With all the technology I got in hydrogen, and my friend here, Kevin Reyes, and there's another guy, I won't say his name, another ex-Pommy guy who will be running the business for me here, and also Desmond WANOA, who will be on the cultural side. He'll be managing everything of me from East Island, and our Maori people culture, and all the overlying title. He'll be holding the title after me. If not one of my own family kids would take that, we'll leave it up to Desmond, who knows just as much as me. So don't underestimate what he says. He was a little bit green when he started, but now he's very good at all the information he picked up from me. Thank you very much, Desmond. He's in Gisborne with his mum, and so to his family. Thank you for all the help you've had to me to keep me going on next to nothing. So it's going to change soon. And also to Jamie, thank her for all the work she's done over 4 years. She has been with me, stay here with me as well, and in trusting each other. But she's made a decision, and I had a talk to her yesterday that she'll be going and less involvement in the business. I may do a few changes, but I'll leave this to my managers to look after New Zealand and Pacific Islands while I go to sort out the British and European, and try and smooth things out at that end from the native point of view, at least anyway. Technology is what I want to do. I've got no desire to be at war. I'm more the peaceful type, and Moa doesn't carry any firearms anyway, or says bad things. We're not supposed to in my family. The royal families are more in line with God spirit, and we have to maintain that integrity and profile. So I'll be dressing up quite differently. I've got some nice clothes been putting online. And sorry to the other girl from Sweden. I roughed her up a little bit this morning because I didn't feel in a good mood. After all and said and done, she'll come back probably tomorrow. Just all those other women that are pressing my buttons, thank you very much as well. All those people girls on Facebook. I know I only picked one out of you for me to travel through the world as ambassador to Britain. That's I want to make that announcement today. To King Ernest Augustus V, that I'll be nominating you into the King of Britain, UK, the 4 states, England, Ireland, Wales and Scotland, and also Hanover, King of Hanover, and also the King of Moa Pacific Islands, and also the King of the Commonwealth of the world, the New World Order. You'll be going straight in there with the budgets from what I put together with the pound note. The original native British King William IV, your ancestor, under Salic law, it's only male line dominant succession from you through Westminster Parliament. We're going to do it from Devon in England. I'll set it up there, not on Westminster. I don't want to go there. It's filthy and dirty. I don't want you to go into a dirty place. We'll build a new one on the consequences of the fraudsters. We're going to build a pound note too. So we're going to use the British military and pay them Ernest, King Ernest. We're going to pre-advance pay the British military to recover all the trust money that's missing from the Queen Victoria Trust, and also from the Delegated Trust in Vatican City that used King William as the authority, high authority, and is still using for the New World Order. So we're going to get your expertise, and your son, he's a banker in Switzerland and also living in London, both of you, as British citizens. They'll make sure that through King William title, that you are British in the new Britain, not the old Britain, the new Britain that we're putting together on King William's estate property land, that you'll inherit, that you already inherit, the Plymouth and Devonport, and the naval base and all that's there, that will put back you there beside his memorial. Okay, so that's just make that announcement to the world that my intentions are to be ambassador to you. Was supposed to be Jamie, but she's elected not to be there, and her Patrick surname is there. The Patrick is this badge of St. Patrick's Church, Ireland, and I'm going along with her being at least 50% Irish, and me 20%. So she has some stake in that at least, but she doesn't know too much. She'll research it on her own and find a way into it herself. I haven't got time to go through all that. I'm just going through my Cosgrove grandmother. Married my grandfather, John WANOA, at the East Coast, under these titles, under Rogan titles at the same time. The Rogan judges. Married Dick, married Oraiti WANOA at East Coast, B3 Marangaro B3 blocks. So we're tying up that title through the British title, the original British title to John Rogan in Auckland, the other judge. And the Manukau family. Okay, the Manukau Land Company was from Glasgow, Scotland. Put the titles together from a real estate company called the Manukau Land Company for the first British sales of land in Auckland. down to Hawke's Bay, Gisborne and the East Coast. Okay, so these are titles I'm talking about, over arches, all in LINZ titles from Australia, under Queen Victoria and Queen Elizabeth on the male line side of her, King George VI side, which is not Salic law under these other King Georges. Okay, that's the difference between the Queen and the iwi Maori, is that contract is severed. It's no good. It's the Pope's destroyed it because it's got too much fraud in it. The Queen and all her female line forged the titles of the land and sold it illegally as Maori land. There's no such thing as Maori. And that's what I'm saying. It was invented by that lot. In the meantime, the King signed straight to the Hapu native, original native title is what I'm holding. The native surnames, okay, not the English sounding names, but I can tell. We're going to have a DNA test for every body that joins into the King William Trust to claim all this money we're getting back right through the well. So we just take a DNA test to identify your whakapapa or your lineage, genealogy to whichever land you came from in the first place. It will tell the Y chromosome, which is the male line, as per how much percentage, and also the X chromosome, which is female, and we will find who's the right owners of all those artifacts from Africa that was stolen by the Pope and taken to Rome. All those will be returned back to their owners with the blood test that we take. Out of everybody that joins us has to have a blood test. They're going to get a blood test anyway when they go to the doctors. So it'll be just a little prick, and your thumb print in blood. In your own blood is your own key code plus the DNA of it. Okay, not the swab and the DNA blood will be the correct title to whatever land you're sitting on, and how long you've been there, from the birth date to the time you were born on that country's land. You belong there. You belong there. But all those ones like Neil Watson, boot them out. Right? He can go somewhere in the prison somewhere, because he's a damn nuisance harassing me. I use the acts of the New World Order, those council orders, on anybody that harasses me like him. He's going to get booted out. Off. You won't be on the East Coast, you'll be going out, mate. I'm not going to put up with any of that harassment. And you ringing me up all the time, like today, and saying the marshals are no good and all this sort of rubbish. So I'm not going to argue about it. I'm just going to leave it to the marshals to sort things out. They'll be doing that. That was their first task, the first time they've ever done that. That's the extreme, as extreme as you can get. They can carry guns. They can carry guns and they can shoot anybody on sight. That's how marshals work, okay? The United States, they just shoot. The marshals, the sheriff, boom, you're gone. Okay, that's the Admiralty law doing that. So when I take the Admiralty law off them, they can't shoot. Okay, the public can shoot because they'll have a marshal's badge to shoot them back. Okay, that's how it works. Anyway, we'll leave that till later. But I'm just sorry to see Jamie's not going to be with me when I travel. And I'm very confident with what I do. For people who are watching, I'm sound like a king, look like a king, and feel like a king. And I am a king in my own right to myself, really, as a king of commerce. Not the bloodline king in England, but the king of the revenue, royal revenue, king's royal revenue, and the king's bench court as the judge of his estate and his fortunes. Okay, so what I'm doing is shifting it from the Queen back to the king as default. Levy debtor pound note. Okay, so that's how we get the pound note, and we add to that with the energy shares of what we can recover, and economies adds to it, and also the gold values of the gold and all that we recover to the share value. Okay, so we're not going on the share market. A lot of share companies have been trying to get me to go on to the share market. No, well, it's too much of a gamble, and I don't want anybody to lose anything. So when you come and join the Maui King William Trust, which is where the money goes from this land block, and it gets distributed to all the shareholders. So don't forget, after watching this video, please register when we open up. As soon as we get that block, it'll be opening up, and we'll have the right man. He's been I've actually chosen him to run the whole business. He's very good. I can trust him. and you'll get to know him. But I've got every confidence in him. But anybody makes a slip up on me, then it's quickly gotten rid of. Okay. So anyway, to Jamie, thank you, Jamie. I'm going to miss you, really, because I only pictured us going away. It took me too long. But you know, I can pick somebody up on a way, I've got another one, and I've got all this going to make up for it. And you'll find your way through things. Who knows? The wind might change and things will go for the better. But I'm thinking different now. I've got a big job on my hands by myself to sort this land block out and sort the where we're going with everything, and also the New World Order introduction that I'm going with the devil. And it happens to have your Patrick name that's right in the middle of it. Okay, I'm going to sort that out. I know what to do with it. And also I have to be talking to top level country leaders and their ministers and all that thing very soon. So thank you, Jamie, and we'll catch you later. And to my friends and the marshals, thank you very much for your help the other day. Although we're going through a hard time, I apologise to you all for putting you up to it, and for one or two of them that were worried about getting arrested and affecting their families. Apologise for that. And but however, we've got a big job on our hands, and I'll more than compensate you for that, for the loss of anything to patch it up again or fix it with what we recover. Make sure I've got that on my books as being for your hurt and whatever, and to anybody from the past who have helped me. There's been a few other people that have been helping, Brent from the Kaipara, so him and the other girls that have done their bit in the past years, and also ones in Australia that have helped me and couldn't keep going. Also one from Ngāpuhi up north. I want to tell you I'm going to a meeting in Matauri Bay on the 12th, 13th, 14th to explain myself and what I'm doing here with the police and on these cases by myself, and represent myself to end all the debt this way, and also to free the country up and free the world, save the world. And also I'm going to Waitangi on the 28th, Declaration of Independence Day for King William and the flag. So I'll be talking about same things again there, and economy, and hopefully get some support to go to Westminster and England to put the flag up and get it going. I can get it going from here, but it started off on a wrong foot. However, that's the way it's got a lot of publicity around the world over what we did to get arrested. So that would be the 26th, the 27th, and the 28th. I'll be up in Titi Marae in Waitangi to address some forum there and explain myself why I'm doing things like this. I haven't even got one piece of land back yet, let alone set it up to get back. So for those people who are throwing stones at me, you know, truth hurts. It does. So I can't help that. All I say is the truth. If anybody says it's not true, they'll have to rebut it or put something better in front of it. If anybody got anything better with titles, I'll stand aside and let them have a crack and see if they can cover the whole world one shot. Okay, so that's all. And don't forget you two landowners, James Pierce Brown and Simon Brent Rowntree. You're on notice today on this video. It's long, but I don't want to miss anything. I just want to be thorough to all the people that are supporting us around the world and watching to see who's going to drop the ball. Okay, not the ball at the rugby match, but the ball in the law. Okay, so this is John WANOA, Auckland, New Zealand. Bidding you a good evening. It is now 9:32 p.m. and I'm signing off for now, and see you again. Catch up with you on the next round. I'll be going through the court hearing details. I'll be putting everybody's photo there that are affected and will be charged in our court system. Okay,
Thank you very much. Bye. See ya.